Welcome to Palace Insider. Today we're breaking down the latest storm surrounding Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, and some of these claims are getting people seriously worked up online.
Jeff Banks will never be invited back on GB News again, but finally, I do just wonder if the mainstream media are starting to realize there's a story about Meghan Markle and her past that has long not been told, and it's about time that you stop being in cahoots with those losers in Montecito and you start putting your investigations.
What if the picture the public has been shown for years about the world's most talked about royal couple was never the full story at all? More and more commentators are starting to question whether the polished image around the Sussexes was carefully managed from the very beginning. For a long time, conversations about Meghan Markle's past were treated like off-limits gossip, the kind of topic people only discussed quietly on social media threads and late-night forums. But now that silence is cracking wide open. When Jeff Banks appeared on GB News, he didn't just toss out a casual opinion.
Family, she couldn't be part of all of that. He then, I think, was engineered into a meeting at Soho House with Meghan, and I think there was a lot of engineering went on there. I think she actually has not necessarily told the full truth about her age.
He brought up a wave of claims and suspicions that instantly sparked heated reactions across royal watchers, critics, and even mainstream outlets. People online started debating everything from Meghan's early Hollywood connections to rumors about how certain key moments in her life supposedly happened. Some critics even questioned whether the famous Soho House meeting between Meghan and Prince Harry was truly a random blind date, or if it was a carefully arranged introduction designed behind the scenes by powerful connections. And that wasn't even the biggest shock people focused on. Jeff Banks also touched on one of the most sensitive topics connected to the royal family: the ongoing public speculation surrounding Prince Archie and Princess Lilibet.
I think even her father and her sister have alluded to that. A lot of her contemporaries at school, which was 6 years more than she actually claims to be, which brings a question mark into the birth of Archie and Lilibet.
Supporters of Meghan and Harry slammed the discussion immediately, while critics argued the media had avoided these conversations for years because the Sussexes were heavily protected by celebrity influence and royal status. Suddenly, stories that once stayed buried in online gossip circles were being discussed out in the open, and the pressure surrounding the couple looked stronger than ever. For years, social media has been flooded with non-stop rumors about surrogacy claims, moon bump theories, and questions surrounding the Sussex family timeline. But the moment those conversations started getting mentioned on a major news platform, everything shifted fast. Suddenly, topics that were once dismissed as internet gossip were being discussed in public by commentators and media personalities.
There's a whole period in her life where a lot of the photographs are beginning to surface of her life in the Mediterranean before she even met Harry.
A lot of people are now wondering if the press is finally becoming more willing to speak openly about stories they previously avoided. Others believe this could be the start of even more uncomfortable questions coming into the spotlight. One of the biggest claims making waves lately centers around something surprisingly basic: Meghan Markle's age. For years, the public has believed she was born in 1981, which would make her 44 this year. But now, online speculation has exploded again after Jeff Banks and a few people said to be familiar with Meghan's earlier years hinted at a completely different timeline. Some critics online are even claiming there could be several missing years in the public story surrounding her background and career history. If those rumors were ever proven true, critics say it would completely reshape the public image built around Meghan's Hollywood struggles and later royal life. Some online discussions have also connected those claims to debates about her pregnancies, making the situation even more heated across social media.
Look at how Meghan is with Harry right now, how tenacious she is, and how she's trying to do any and everything she can around podcast, documentary, a book, interview with Oprah. Like, the girl has just went full-blown, like, doing it all.
The tension keeps growing because these rumors are not only coming from random internet users. Over the years, even certain family comments and old interviews have added more confusion to the timeline people are debating today. What makes this even more surprising is the reaction from Samantha Markle. A lot of people expected Meghan's half-sister to support every negative rumor floating around online. Instead, Samantha has reportedly pushed back strongly against claims that Meghan is secretly much older than publicly stated. That unexpected defense has left many royal watchers confused, because even critics of Meghan didn't see that twist coming at all. Samantha Markle has been very outspoken when it comes to shutting down the rumors about Meghan's age. She's repeatedly reminded people that she was already 11 years old back in 1975 when the family was living in Chicago, arguing there's simply no way Meghan could secretly be only 10 years younger than her. Samantha has also pointed to old-school photos from 1986 that reportedly show a young Meghan performing on stage with classmates as a child.
With Samantha Markle, and she is absolutely convinced. She's seen this going viral again, Pete Diner, and she is absolutely convinced that it is totally wrong and totally unfair to suggest that the Markle family have been involved in any type of bid to cover up the truth about Meghan's age.
For many royal watchers, it's been one of the rare moments where Meghan's family drama took an unexpected turn, because Samantha usually criticizes her sister instead of defending her. That's what makes the situation feel even more intense online. When someone who openly clashes with Meghan still steps in to reject certain rumors, people start realizing just how far the speculation has spread. The internet has turned every old photo, interview, and timeline detail into a giant debate. Some people believe there's nothing suspicious at all, while others keep digging deeper into parts of Meghan's past they feel were never fully explained in public interviews or official biographies. One area that continues grabbing major attention is what some bloggers and commentators call Meghan's Mediterranean years. Long before the royal titles, palace events, and global headlines, critics claim there was a stretch of time in her life that remains mostly unclear to the public. Old photographs and stories connected to trips around Europe, especially involving luxury yachts and elite social circles, have resurfaced online again and again. This is also where the controversial phrase "yacht girl" started appearing in gossip discussions, although supporters argue there has never been proof of wrongdoing and say the label itself is unfair and loaded with assumptions. Writers and online investigators like Jessica Reed Krause have continued discussing this period for years, claiming they've uncovered details about Meghan's connections within wealthy international circles. According to those discussions, many of those social relationships allegedly linked back to Soho House, the private club chain tied to celebrities, influencers, and high-profile networking. Right in the middle of all those rumors is Marcus Anderson, a man many royal followers describe as one of the key figures connected to Meghan's rise into elite celebrity circles before she ever met Prince Harry. As a consultant connected to Soho House, Marcus Anderson reportedly had access to some of the most exclusive celebrity and royal circles in the world. He's often described as one of the biggest behind-the-scenes figures in Meghan Markle's social journey, especially because he remained close to her even while many former friends and associates seemed to disappear from her public life. Critics online have pushed the idea that Meghan's relationship with Prince Harry may not have been some random fairy tale romance at all, but instead, a carefully planned introduction set up through elite connections and powerful networking circles. That theory has completely changed the way some royal commentators view Meghan's rise into the royal family. Instead of seeing her as someone who accidentally stumbled into royal life, critics argue she approached social climbing almost like a business strategy. Supporters strongly reject that claim, saying Meghan was simply ambitious and well-connected in entertainment circles like many Hollywood figures. Still, the debate keeps growing louder, especially as people compare her royal years to her current media projects involving podcasts, documentaries, interviews, and public appearances. To critics, her determination now looks less surprising if they believe she always had long-term plans for global fame and influence. But while people continue digging into Meghan's past, the biggest mystery for many royal watchers remains focused on the present, especially the extreme privacy surrounding Archie and Lilibet. The Sussex children have rarely been seen publicly, which is very different from how royal children were traditionally introduced to the world. Harry and Meghan insist they are protecting their kids from media pressure and public scrutiny. However, critics argue the secrecy has only fueled more speculation and non-stop online theories. Some royal followers even point out that King Charles reportedly has had very limited public interaction with his grandchildren, adding even more emotion to the debate surrounding the family divide. Because so little official information is shared publicly, online rumors continue spreading fast. People have started re-examining old royal announcements, public appearances, and even traditional palace procedures connected to Archie and Lilibet's births. Royal watchers especially bring up the famous gilded easel outside Buckingham Palace, a long-standing tradition used for major royal birth announcements, which became another talking point in the growing controversy surrounding the Sussex family story. When Prince George, Princess Charlotte, and Prince Louis were born, the palace followed long-standing royal traditions very closely. Official birth bulletins were displayed with details like the time of birth, the baby's weight, and signatures from the doctors involved. But when it came to Archie and Lilibet, royal watchers quickly noticed that several of those traditional details were handled differently. Critics online especially focused on the lack of publicly displayed doctor signatures connected to the birth announcements, which immediately triggered even more speculation across social media and royal forums. One detail that fueled even more online discussion involved reports that a doctor connected to Lilibet's birth later closed her medical practice shortly afterward. While there is no public evidence linking that decision to the Sussex family, internet commentators still turned it into another major talking point. Because so many details surrounding the births were kept private, some critics became convinced there was more happening behind the scenes than the public was being told. Others argued Harry and Meghan simply wanted tighter control over personal medical information and family privacy in response to years of intense media pressure. Still, the secrecy surrounding the children has created non-stop debate online. Instead of calming public curiosity, critics say the limited appearances and carefully managed photos only intensified rumors and conspiracy theories. Some commentators have even compared the couple's protective approach to the way other major celebrities tried shielding their children from non-stop media attention years ago. Supporters of Harry and Meghan strongly defend their choices, saying the couple is trying to avoid exposing Archie and Lilibet to the kind of public pressure that deeply affected Harry during his own childhood. Then there's Prince Harry himself, whose recent public appearances have sparked a completely different wave of discussion. Some royal observers believe he appears like two different people depending on where he is. In polished videos and public projects alongside Meghan, critics say he often seems tense and heavily managed. But during solo trips to places like Ukraine and Australia, many viewers noticed a dramatic shift in his energy and personality. People online described him as more relaxed, more confident, and closer to the version of Harry the public connected with years ago during his military and charity work. Many royal commentators have started questioning whether Prince Harry truly feels comfortable with his current celebrity lifestyle in California. Critics often point out that the version of Harry people once knew was heavily connected to military service, charity missions, travel, and hands-on public work. Because of that, some observers believe sitting inside a Montecito mansion filming interviews, podcasts, and media projects doesn't fully match the personality Harry showed to the world for years. According to those critics, the pressure surrounding the Sussex brand is starting to show more clearly during public appearances and interviews. Body language experts especially have been analyzing Harry and Meghan's recent appearances non-stop. One moment that sparked major discussion happened during an event in Jordan, where some viewers claimed Harry looked distant and emotionally disconnected while cameras were rolling. Critics online argued that he appeared impatient to leave once the official duties were finished. Those reactions quickly fueled rumors that Harry may feel trapped between maintaining the Sussex public image and privately trying to figure out what kind of life he actually wants moving forward. Supporters of the couple strongly reject those theories, saying body language clips are often exaggerated and taken out of context for dramatic headlines. Still, comparisons between Harry's current life and the royal family he left behind continue dominating online conversations. Many commentators point out that while Harry and Meghan focus on documentaries, interviews, and telling their side of the story, the monarchy itself appears to have moved forward without slowing down. In fact, royal watchers have increasingly started praising what some call the monarchy's new Fab Four, referring to Prince William, Princess Catherine, Prince Edward, and Sophie, Duchess of Edinburgh. Edward and Sophie in particular have gained major popularity recently because of their quieter style, steady public image, and drama-free approach to royal duties. For many observers, that growing popularity creates an uncomfortable situation for Harry. Viral photos and positive headlines about William, Catherine, Edward, and Sophie constantly remind the public that the royal institution keeps adapting no matter who leaves. Some critics believe that realization could be difficult for Harry emotionally. especially as he watches the royal family strengthen its public image while his own relationship with the monarchy remains strained. To those watching closely, the divide between Harry and the royal inner circle now seems larger than ever, and many believe that distance keeps growing with every passing month. Another major pressure point surrounding Harry and Meghan is the growing question about how long their current business model can realistically last. When the couple first stepped away from royal duties, the public reaction was massive. Their interviews, streaming deals, podcasts, and books attracted huge attention because people were curious about the inside story behind the royal split. But critics now argue that the shock factor is fading, and keeping public interest at the same level is becoming much harder. Some royal commentators even believe the couple may soon face increasing financial pressure if future projects fail to generate the same excitement and profits as before. That possibility has fueled even more speculation about tension behind the scenes. Many observers point out that financial stress can place enormous strain on any relationship, especially one constantly living under global attention. Harry's frequent solo travel has become another major talking point, with critics suggesting he may be spending more time away to escape the pressure surrounding their future plans and public image. Others believe he's trying to reconnect with parts of his old life through charity visits, military events, and international appearances that feel more familiar to him personally. At the same time, Harry reportedly continues trying to rebuild communication with King Charles, though many royal experts believe the palace remains cautious and emotionally distant. Critics often describe the monarchy's response strategy as the gray suit approach, meaning the royal family stays quiet, focuses on official duties, and avoids publicly reacting to every accusation or interview. According to royal watchers, that silence has allowed the palace to appear calm and stable, while media attention around the Sussexes continues shifting from sympathy toward constant controversy and fatigue. The difference between royal image and personal character became especially clear in a touching story recently shared by royal commentator Alistair Bruce. During coverage of Queen Elizabeth II's funeral, Bruce was surprised to discover that his husband Stephen had been quietly seated in a very special position during the ceremony. Later, he learned the late Queen herself had personally arranged it to ensure Stephen was comfortable and cared for while Bruce was busy working. Supporters of the monarchy praised the story as proof of the Queen's thoughtful nature, saying she often showed kindness through quiet actions instead of public speeches or headlines. Stories about Queen Elizabeth II's quiet acts of kindness are a big reason why her legacy continues to stay so respected around the world. Many royal supporters believe the late Queen earned admiration because she consistently placed duty, stability, and service above personal attention for decades. In contrast, critics often accuse Harry and Meghan of focusing too heavily on their own personal struggles, branding, and media image. That difference keeps showing up in public opinion polls as well. Recent YouGov rankings still place Queen Elizabeth II and Princess Diana near the top of royal popularity, while Prince Harry's ratings continue shifting depending on the latest headlines and controversies. For many royal watchers, Harry now appears stuck between two worlds. On one side, he wants independence from the institution he left behind. On the other, critics believe he still struggles with watching the monarchy move forward successfully without him. Some commentators argue Harry is slowly realizing that the kind of respect and admiration his grandmother received cannot simply be recreated through interviews, media deals, or public campaigns. They say Queen Elizabeth built her reputation through decades of consistency, discipline, and public service, rather than emotional public battles or celebrity-style exposure. At the same time, many observers believe the public honeymoon phase surrounding Harry and Meghan officially ended years ago. Media outlets that once avoided controversial conversations are now far more willing to discuss criticism, old rumors, and unanswered public questions connected to the Sussexes. Online speculation about Meghan's past, her Hollywood years, and even conspiracy theories involving the children continue spreading across social media and royal commentary channels. Supporters of the couple strongly reject many of these claims, arguing there is still no verified evidence behind the biggest accusations being pushed online. Still, the constant curiosity surrounding Harry and Meghan shows no sign of slowing down anytime soon. Whether people are debating rumors tied to luxury social circles or questioning details surrounding royal family events, the public fascination remains massive. Critics continue asking what happens once every interview is finished, every documentary is released, and every version of the Sussex story has finally been told. If there are no more royal revelations left to share, many wonder what the next chapter for Harry and Meghan could possibly look like. Some critics believe Harry and Meghan damaged their public image through controversial interviews, non-stop media battles, and PR moves that slowly pushed public sympathy away from them. Others still think Prince Harry could repair his reputation, but only if he distances himself from the Montecito brand and reconnects with the royal role people once respected him for. No matter where people stand, the discussion around the Sussexes is far from finished, and many believe even bigger drama could still be coming. Reports about King Charles's reaction to the couple's latest moves have added even more speculation. While the Sussexes continue facing questions about future projects and public support, the royal family appears focused on stability through figures like Prince William, Princess Catherine, Prince Edward, and Sophie. Combined with emotional stories about Queen Elizabeth II's kindness and dedication, the contrast between the monarchy's image and the Sussex media strategy has become impossible for royal watchers to ignore. At the same time, online rumors surrounding Archie and Lilibet continue spreading because of the couple's extreme privacy around the children. Critics also keep questioning Harry's frequent solo trips and whether he's searching for a different path forward. Meanwhile, palace insiders reportedly feel frustrated whenever Harry's surprise UK visits overlap with major royal schedules or important family events, with some critics viewing the timing as an attempt to pull public attention back toward himself again. Many royal watchers believe the monarchy is focused on the long game, staying quiet while controversies eventually fade away. With the centenary of Queen Elizabeth II approaching, people are once again reflecting on the stability and consistency she represented for decades. Compared to the non-stop headlines and drama surrounding Harry and Meghan, some commentators say the contrast has become exhausting for the public. Even a few media figures who once strongly supported Meghan are now speaking more openly about tensions surrounding the Sussex brand and the challenges facing the couple's future. Critics argue the problem is no longer just financial pressure, but emotional exhaustion from constantly staying in the spotlight. Some royal commentators believe the idea of building a powerful rival court in America has struggled because balancing privacy with celebrity influence creates non-stop contradictions. At the same time, online discussions about Meghan's past connections, including Soho House and her years traveling internationally, continue fueling public curiosity. Critics say the growing speculation has caused people to question more and more parts of the Sussex narrative, and once public trust starts slipping, rebuilding it becomes incredibly difficult. Some royal commentators believe the biggest risk for Harry and Meghan is losing the support of the very audience they worked so hard to influence. Many observers say Prince Harry especially appears caught between two identities, still connected to the royal world emotionally while living far outside of it in California. As King Charles, Prince William, Princess Catherine, Prince Edward, and Sophie continue taking center stage, critics believe Harry is struggling with watching the monarchy move on without him. Harry's recent trips to places like Ukraine and Australia have also sparked discussion about whether he's searching for a stronger sense of purpose beyond celebrity projects and interviews. Critics argue he seems more energized during charity work and international appearances than during polished media productions back in Montecito. To many royal watchers, that contrast keeps becoming harder to ignore. The story involving Queen Elizabeth II arranging thoughtful seating for Alistair Bruce's husband during her funeral coverage also left a strong impression on the public. Supporters of the monarchy say it showed the Queen's quiet kindness and personal values without needing attention or headlines. Many commentators believe that difference in approach is exactly why her reputation remains so respected worldwide, while the Sussexes continue facing non-stop public scrutiny and controversy. The Australia tour was meant to show that Harry and Meghan could still attract huge global attention even after leaving royal duties. But behind palace walls, reports claimed King Charles was unhappy with how the trip was handled, with critics describing it as an unofficial royal-style tour that blurred boundaries and confused the public. According to royal commentators, the palace message was becoming much clearer. The monarchy does not support being half in and half out, whenever it benefits personal branding or business deals. Many insiders believe King Charles is growing frustrated with the constant headlines and public drama connected to California. Critics argue the king wants stability and focus for the monarchy's future, while every new Sussex media appearance or international visit risks creating fresh controversy and distraction. At the same time, growing financial pressure around cancelled projects, creative disputes, and declining public interest has led many commentators to question how long the Sussex business model can realistically continue in such a crowded celebrity market. There's a growing feeling among royal watchers that Harry and Meghan are scrambling to keep their brand alive. Critics point to the sudden lifestyle launches, constant website changes, and non-stop rebranding efforts as signs that the pressure behind the scenes may be getting intense. To many observers, it looks like they're trying every possible strategy to stay relevant while maintaining an extremely expensive celebrity lifestyle, filled with security costs, luxury travel, and media projects. Some commentators believe financial pressure is often where cracks begin to show in high-profile relationships, and that's exactly why people are watching the Sussexes so closely right now. Meanwhile, back in the UK, Prince Edward and Sophie, Duchess of Edinburgh, have quietly gained huge public support. For years, they were seen as low-key royals working in the background, but now many people are praising them for bringing stability, calmness, and reliability back into the spotlight. There's also a major irony that royal fans keep pointing out online. Harry and Meghan were once viewed as the modern, exciting future of the monarchy. Yet many members of the public now seem more drawn to Edward and Sophie's quieter approach. Seeing them praised as key figures in the monarchy's future must be difficult for Harry, especially as the public conversation shifts more toward duty and tradition over celebrity-style drama. What do you think is really happening behind palace doors? Is Harry secretly unhappy with his current life? And can the Sussex brand survive the growing criticism? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe for more royal updates, and we'll see you in the next video.